Hey guys, we're here today to talk about GroupMe. And traditionally in restaurant management, we talk about logbook, red books, logbook. We've referred to it over the years. But one of the messages I want to give out today is what to write in these notes. So since we moved over to GroupMe, I'd like to give you some guidelines as to what I would like to see on GroupMe. And the biggest thing I want to emphasize, and I'm going to talk about this over and over again, is write your notes as your day goes on. So if you get your app out on GroupMe, it leaves you where you left off last time. So the person can see everything, the other people can see all your notes. So leave your notes throughout the day. Again, we're going to keep talking about that over again. But I want to talk about Shad, and I want to talk about people, what to write in these notes. And one of the main things is people. And who are people? Staff and our guest. And Doug is going to talk about our guest, and Shad now is going to talk about what involves the staff. So Shad, talk to us about that.
Well, as you've probably heard 100 times before, we're in the people business, okay? And with the people business comes also, like what Doug's going to touch on, is our guests, but also our staff. So people is probably one of the most important things that we have to deal with being in this business. So it's really good to have an idea of where you're at with your staff. Who's doing good, who's performing, who needs maybe a little bit of talking to, maybe a quick sit down or something like that. So it's really good throughout the day to just make a note, especially when it comes to new staff. It's a good communication tool.
Or who you sat down with.
Yeah.
And said, today I sat down with so-and-so and counsel
exactly.
and such. And if it's a serious situation, write it and upload it into Paychecks just to as a electronic documentation.
It's good to document these.
So your performers, who's doing great, and who needs work, and how you're going to go about it is what you're talking about as far as people. Right?
Exactly, and just I like to do it a lot with new staff, but particularly that way we know how they're progressing. That's a good thing. Also, old staff, somebody that maybe gets a little comfortable, and we just have to give them a little nudge here and there.
All right.
But make sure we're always documenting.
Doug, I know you can get long-winded, so keep this nice and short. Talk about guests. What do we write about guests?
So the guest experience is obviously our number one function every day. We have to make sure that we communicate with the entire management team the strengths and weaknesses of our shift. The guest experience is the most important and most paramount part of what we do. So not taking the time to document it properly and to communicate collectively will really put us all in different positions.
But as far as place, what to write in the logbook. So people, the facility, any issues with repairs, maintenance that need to be logged on there, and right, Chad?
Yes.
Forward that, and we keep track of it and send it to.
It's a good way to make sure that we can keep our maintenance guy lined up and keep
And
on
also-
top of things.
And also product, what we actually sell. Guest feedback, right?
Absolutely. New menu items, whether it being food or beverage items that we've created, we need to make sure to talk about how they're selling, the guest feedback, how people are enjoying them.
Quality issues, 86 items we need to know about, which I don't see about that, but we need to address those issues.
Yeah.
And Facebook, any other feedback that you see on Facebook, keep.
Just, I think
everyone else
anything lines of communication is what we need to. Anything you feel that needs to be communicated to your team or your staff members is a good thing to note. And there's a huge spectrum there, which it could be from guest relations to food to an R&M issue. Just so many things to cover, and sometimes you think something's minimal, but it really isn't. It could turn out to be something if we didn't address it down the road. So just it's real key to communicate really well with your team.
Let's talk about what not to write, which I see daily that you guys are writing. What we don't want to see is sales information, because we have it on our phone and we're looking at it. I'm looking at it. I know John, Doug, all the general managers are constantly looking at it. So what we don't want is today was a slow day, because we already know that.
It rained.
It rained. We already know that. So don't tell us things that everybody else already knows. Tell us things that you feel like the other people that are not in the building at the same time as you are, didn't experience it, need to know. So thank you for your time. Anything else, Shad? Doug?
I think we've covered it.
All right,
that's
guys,
it.
thank you.
Thank you.
Good deal.